We got the van back the other day, drove it around yesterday, and now is the next day. Luckily we stayed around Vegas because the engine light is back on. Let's see if we can figure out what it is real quick. EGR sensor. So right now it might be drivable. We might be able to get it to the Mercedes dealership. Let's hope it gets there without the other sensor going off to where we cannot accelerate. So we've been in Vegas for a little too long now. As you know, we came out here to drop our Sprinter van off at Henderson Mercedes to get looked at for an EGR sensor and EGR control. I had to clear the codes to get out here. They couldn't read the codes because I cleared them, so there's nothing they could have done. Although they did see the DEF tank. It was completely frozen over by DEF. So they did end up taking that down, cleaning it out, and replacing a few gaskets. After receiving it back, I was in high hopes that that would have just been the issue, but I knew it probably wouldn't have been. So, of course, we had to bring it back a second time once the codes came back up. Unfortunately, I couldn't drive it with the codes on again, so I drove it another hour and a half back to Vegas, dropped it off, and told them to just turn it off and on for a couple of days, and the code should come back up. Codes didn't come back up. Everything seemed fine, besides the fact they forgot to install a hose that led to a massive leak of the DEF. So they fixed that, but still no codes. We anticipate for the third time to bring it back to Mercedes, which was yesterday. We brought it back because a code did show up and I was able to drive a half hour to get there. Good thing we stayed close by because we knew it was going to mess up. Bad news is that they don't have a spot to check it out until next week, so we're not going to stay in Vegas for another full week just for them to check it out. We do have 2 more days in a campground down the road from here, still at Lake Mead. Let's just hope Mercedes fixes it. Third time's a charm, as they say. Unfortunately, I've never had that much luck with Mercedes-Benz. Their mechanics are the worst. Luckily enough for our sunburn, there is overcasty skies today and cool out, as you can see my sweater. I'm pretty positive that they're not going to be able to fix the issue and we're going to have to end up coming back again, but the biggest problem is we don't have that many miles left on our warranty. I've got a little over 400 miles left until the warranty is over, and I think they might be trying to play that out. Sure enough, once the warranty's over, they'll be able to figure out what the problem is, and it'll probably cost me 10 grand. We're also on a time crunch. We have a job up in Montana we have to get to in May, and it is the end of March now. So that being said, we have a month left to figure out what this problem is, or else we are out a big one. That's my update for today. Here's some pretty views from the lake.